Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this Ikich ice maker, and this was provided to me by the distributor, but I'm not being compensated for this video and they're not reviewing this before I post it. And if you'd like one of these, I'll put a link in the description to this on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So let's look at the specs here. It's model CP173A. It's 115 volts. It's 1.7 amps at the ice making rating and 2.0 at ice harvest rating, and it uses R600A refrigerant. So I wanted to point out that it said on the Amazon page that this should sit upright for 4 hours before you use it. So it has been sitting upright for 4 hours. I think that's because there's lubricant in the compressor that needs to flow in the proper direction. I'm not really sure. So let's get this open. The power cord. Here's the manual. It has English, German, French, Spanish, and Italian in it. So I'm going to take this off my table and pull it out of here. Okay, so here's a top view. Has the control panel here. This opens up. It comes with a little scoop, a little ice scoop. Has a basket. A removable basket here. Can look down inside. Here's a max line. It's another piece of packing tape down here. There we go. So let's look around the whole unit. We have the front here. The side, it's smooth. On the back we have venting, and it has the specs there. Those are actually the same ones listed on the outside of the package. On this side we have a large cooling fan. On the very top we have a note here. It's easier to read if I put this white behind it. And it just says that you need to leave it upright for 4 hours before you use it the first time. There's another piece of tape back here also. So I just want to take a quick look at the bottom. There's this plug here, and this pulls out like so, and then you could drain that. So you could like scoot this over the edge of your sink and drain the water into it. Okay, so the first step to using this is to plug it in, so I'm going to plug it in here. They recommend not using an extension cord, so I'm just doing this temporarily, and this is a very heavy-duty extension cord. Typically you want to plug that right into the wall. Next we'll open it up, and I've removed all the tape, and the first thing you're supposed to do is clean this, but for demonstration I'm just going to use it as is, and I'll clean it before I actually use it to make ice that I'm going to eat. I have a pitcher of water here. I'm going to fill this to the max line. Okay, so that's I think a half gallon of water in that. Next I'm going to replace the ice basket there. I'll close the lid, and then I'll press one of these buttons here. So I'll turn on off to start making ice, and then you can select small or large ice cubes. So I'll start doing small. So it's pumping water right now. Okay, so prior to starting the water was above the basket line, now it's below. Okay, so now it's running. The compressor's running, it's sucking air in here and blowing it out the back. And I'll turn my microphone around so you can get a listen to it. So it's not especially loud. It sounds like a little fan blowing. But if you're at a dinner party, this wouldn't be disruptive by any means. So I'm going to stop here, and then I'll come back when the ice is made and we'll check it out, and then we'll try it on the large setting so we can compare the two sizes of cubes. Okay, so I stepped away to let this start doing its thing, and I started hearing ice falling into the basket. So check it out. There we go. There's ice here. And these are the small ice cubes. So if you see like what this looks like, it has a high surface area, so this would be good for cooling a drink or something. So I'll let this continue and we'll check back in a little bit. Okay, so I stepped away for a bit, and this has been making ice, and we have our little ice scoop here so we could scoop it out. There you go. You can see these are starting to get a little thicker. And the way this is made is any of them that are small and melt will go through and get recirculated back in the water. So you can see it just dumped some ice out there. And now this is going to come forward and dump it in the bucket. So there's a fresh piece of ice right there. So now I'm going to hit select and go to large mode, and I'll let this run for a bit and we'll check out the large size. Okay, I've let this sit for a while and now it says ice full. If we look in here, there's a sensor here and here. I'm guessing this ice cube here is what's triggering it. Okay, so now it'll turn on and I'll start making more ice. Okay, so I've been running this for a while now, and I've run it on the large and small, and I have an example here of the large ice and the small ice. So we have the small ice on the left, the large ice on the right, and you can see the large ice is a little bit taller than the small ice, and the hole looks a little bit bigger here, but it probably just melts faster. I don't know, but that's a lot thicker. So depending on, like if you want your ice to melt faster, you'd probably want to go with the smaller ones. If you want to last a little longer, you'd go with the larger ones. Okay, with that last cycle, it filled up. So it blocked the sensor there. So actually, if I move the ice out of the way, it will put a little bit more in. But typically, if this was in like a bar area, you'd be using it and moving the ice around. And then when that happened, it said ice full here on the top. So you can take this out just like that, and then you could dump this into like an insulated ice bucket or something like that, or put it into an ice bag and put it in the freezer if you wanted to fill a cooler with it later or something. So I did take a little bit of ice out here earlier, but this is about how much water we have left down there. So this will produce 9 pieces of ice every 6 minutes, and it has a capacity of 26 pounds of ice in 24 hours. So this would be really handy for entertaining. I think that's probably the main purpose of having one of these, or having it near your bar. So you could you know, just have this scoop here, people can come up, they can put their ice in, it will just continually make ice all day. You could have this in a separate location and pull the bucket out and dump it into a separate container too. That's certainly possible. But it's I like this. Is very quiet. It's very compact. This is would be very portable. So now you don't want to tip this over, like it said before. You have to have it upright for 4 hours. But say you rented a place out and you're having a party there, you could bring this to make ice on site there for your party, or at a friend's house or anything like that. So I really think that's a nice use case for this. So next time there's a potluck and everyone's supposed to bring something, I think I'm going to choose ice as my thing I'm going to bring. So maybe that's cheating, I don't know. So if you have any questions about this, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.